Sneech. Alright. Aloha and welcome back, buddies. I'm Sammy Grayson, and it is time for more Dawntrail. We're about to confront that dang nasty vulture and get that bracelet back. Law of the land. Well, look who it is. Storing stolen goods here seems risky, but I suppose it's an option for someone with his authority. Yeah, he moves the spoils in cerulean barrels when no one would think to look. They mix it in with regular shipments of fuel to Tuliolao, where they're sold off. He said he stole a bracelet of yours, right? If he knows you're on his tail, chances are he'll be eager to get what he can for it. But I doubt he trusts a lackey with that business, given the provenance of the piece. No, I'll wager he's not letting that bracelet out of his sight till he's got his coin in hand. Wasn't sure what to make of you after Husatawi, but I'm glad to see you're more than an impulsive child. Wow. Well, not my finest hour, I'll admit. But there's a lesson in that. The vulture's a slippery bastard. If we're going to catch him, we need to back him into a corner with hard evidence. That's my plan. First, we'll need to lure him away from here. Over to Husatawi would be ideal. For that, I need one of you to help me. This will buy time for the other to search the barrels for any stolen goods. Using that, we'll expose him as a criminal. There's no way to tell if Wihute is carrying the bracelet, but regardless, there will be enough time to find it once he's behind bars. But won't he simply feign innocence? Oh, he'll try, and that's when I'll challenge him to a duel. A duel? That approach didn't work out so well for your friends, as I'll recall. True, but unlike before, I'll challenge him in front of the whole town. That way, he won't be able to wiggle out of it like before. Every man, woman, and child of the wilds understands the importance of duels and the old laws. The deputy chief would never disgrace himself by refusing. But wouldn't you be breaking the law by using a firearm in town? It's not as if we'd be using live rounds, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. What's important is that I get him to duel with as many witnesses as possible. When he loses, and he will lose, that'll be the end of the vulture. The plan is not without flaws, but what do you think? As long as we get the bracelet back. The bracelet's really important to you, huh? Don't worry, I'll see to it you get it back. If you're satisfied, then so am I. I knew I could count on you. I was seen in Tonatinyawi, so it's probably best I stay and search the barrels. And you're with me. Tell the vulture I tried to rob you, but you managed to overpower me. Even if he suspects the trap, he won't be able to resist taking the bait. You want to buy your friend as much time as possible and make your way to Husatawi. Once you've got the vulture there, I'll take care of the rest. Alright then, let's get to it. Oh boy. The see we're likely that Stone is doing. What's his angle? And there's that brat. It's past time I dealt with him. Let's see. Here we go. Excuse me, sir. What's this? An unfamiliar face in these parts. Have you needed the dust watch, miss? A bad guy stole from me, and he went that way. What? Zakoa tried to rob you, but you apprehended him? I see. So desperate was he to see his friends flee free from prison, he turned to a life of crime. How awful. You have my sincerest thanks, miss. Might I trouble you to take me to him? We are, in fact, taking him. Hey, can you tell me a little more about this place? Not that this is an appropriate time for me to play tour guide, but if you insist. Sheshinawezi Springs is home to a thriving cerulean mining industry. Prospect of easy coin has attracted some undesirables, though. Uh-huh. Here we go. Is this the place? I don't see him. Just a little further. Let's see. Very well, lead on. Slither is targeted gap closer. There's gold in these fields. Blue gold. Best be wary of the beast in these parts. You may prefer to snack on cerulean, but for you, I reckon they'd make an exception. I am small and delicious. Is this the place then? I could have sworn I left him here. There's some sort of joke. Well, let's keep moving. Sunbeard. It's one of those golden fleece guys from Eastern Thanalan. See someone on a QB. That's a hunt. This better be the place. Ah, now I remember. My patience is wearing awfully thin, miss. Even at the next place we stop, I may be forced to do something you and I would both dearly regret. Oh, one of us would regret it. Said to give as much time as possible. Yes, to the cactus field. Paladins. Unless you'd rather I feed you one raw, needles and all, cut the chit-chat. All right, jeez. So about the cactus. All right, where is he? Right over here. I don't see him anywhere. Where is Zekawa? Tell me where he is, or I'll bury you in the same grave. Goodness me, where could he have gone? That's it. I've had it with these games, and I've had it with you. Hey, Wahute, you looking for me? If you want to place me under arrest, you'll have to work a little harder. You'll be begging for a cell by the time I'm done with you.
Wahute! Finally caught up to me, I see.
Well, well, if it isn't our young outlaw. You've taken up stealing, I'm told. Can't say I'm surprised about that, but I am surprised that you'd offer yourself up to be arrested.
Sorry to disappoint, but you're the one who's going to answer for their crimes today.
Hello, Aaronville.
Hey, that's my jewelry!
And my bag! So you found the stolen goods. That's fine work.
This barrel was at Shisenuetsi Springs, mixed in with others bound for Tuliyola. The Landsguard would have presumed it part of the regular ceruleum shipments and waved it through. And once it reached its destination, it would have been retrieved, and its contents sold for coin.
The audacity. Do we know who's behind this?
As fortune would have it, I spied the leader of this operation being handed one of the stolen items. A bracelet, which Vau Wuklamat had intended for her nursemaid, Namika.
It was from the Vow of Resolve?
He's like, uh-oh.
Oh, you've seen it then?
No, no, never. And if I knew who had it, I would have arrested the scoundrel.
What's the meaning of this, Wahute?
It's a setup, sir. I have the bracelet, yes, but I only 'cause I found it. I swear. They're the real criminals. They concocted this scheme to frame me, so they could get me out of the picture.
If you feel your honor's at stake, there's always the old-fashioned way. The law which folks have used to settle their differences for generations.
You don't mean...
He's challenging you to a duel, buddy.
Wahute, I challenge you to a duel. The winner is right, the loser is wrong. Doesn't get simpler than that.
Yeah, have at it.
Let your pistols do the talking!
Please, do you honestly believe you can goad me into playing your game?
You refuse then? A baby alpaca's got more fight than you.
All right, boy. But remember, you asked for this.
Yeah. Get
Come
he
on,
ass.
Shakawa! Give him what for?
Shouldn't we stop him, Chief? Even if it's just rubber bullets, we're in the middle of town.
Be quiet. Just watch.
Ye old spaghetti western. And there's the
Oh,
bracelet.
you little shit!
I say that's his win.
Looks like you've gotten slow in your old age, Vulture.
You and I are going to have a long talk.
Jigs up, partner.
I apologize for dueling in the middle of town. If you want to lock me up, then lock me up. But please, let my friends go. They've done nothing wrong.
You drew your gun within town limits. But Wihute drew first. Far as I'm concerned, you acted in self-defense. You're free to go.
He drew
As are
first,
your
but you drew
friends.
faster. Yay!
You're not such a bad guy after all!
Just a man of the wilds, like you. But to think that Wihute had taken control of the Daybreakers, it pains me that it happened right under my nose.
What are you gonna do about his crew? Some of them are still in Tonatenui.
Tonatenui.
Those who have broken the law will be taken into custody. But those who haven't will be given the chance to resume walking the straight and narrow. What about
I think
you,
that's the wrong
Zakua?
straight.
What do you intend to do now?
Why? What I've always done. Protect the weak and help the helpless. The old-fashioned way.
He's like, well, all right then.
Here, this was Vawuklamat's gift for someone, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
Yes. A person very dear to her.
Very dear to her.
I suppose this is where we go our separate ways. My thanks again for your help apprehending the Vulture.
That ended up being rather more complicated than I expected. But all's well that ends well. It's finally over. Couldn't have brought him to justice without your help. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Beep, 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 beep. Ooh! Hello, Ether Current Quests. The bill comes due. Anything else in over there? Okay. Gonna move on. I'll come back and deal with that later. On track. Now that we have the bracelet, let us return to Shishinewa's rings. You be staying there long? I'd like to give you a proper thanks after I find my friends. We weren't planning on it, but there's no need to rush. We'll see what this brings then. Finally back to just a regular old adventure. Alright, I can teleport there. Shenoetzi. Hi, you got your bracelet back. My bracelet. Thank you so much. It's more than just a gift. It's a part of me that I could never hope to replace. Truly, Wiklamat is blessed to have such devoted friends. Ah. Well, I wouldn't quite put it that way. I prefer to think of us more as long-standing acquaintances. Regardless of how you choose to describe it, there's no denying the depths of your bond. I'm sure you'll continue to do so. Just got you there, buddy. And see, I'm surprised to see the deputy chief turned out to be the bandit's leader. I always knew something wasn't right about him. An easy claim to make with the gift of hindsight. There you are. The real Daybreakers have arrived. Hello. I'd like you to meet my two best friends, Quikana and Luine. If it wasn't for you believing in Zekawa and doing what you did, we'd still be locked up. You have no idea how satisfying it was to see that bastard Wihute put behind bars. We never give up hope that Zekawa would find a way to get us out. He always was the best of the Daybreakers. Glad he was able to convince you to go along with his plan. Unfortunately, our group is smaller now and lacking in strength besides. Some outlaws might see us as an easy target. Even so, if anyone should give the Dustwatch the slip, the Daybreakers will be there. We'll train day and night so no one will get the better of us ever again. Isn't that right? Right, and you'll teach us how to draw your pistols so fast. You'll teach us how you draw your pistols so fast, won't you? Well, we won't need to do if all goes as it should. We won't need to do if all goes as it should. But on the off chance it doesn't, we'd best make sure everyone can match or beat my speed. We owe you a great debt, and one of these days I'll be sure to repay it. On that, you have my word. Until we meet again. If you'll excuse me, I shall find a quiet place to rest. As I'll be here a while yet, though, do let me know if there's any way I can be of assistance. Or are you not planning to take the train home? Oh, train service has been suspended. Didn't I tell you? Like, excuse me? You mentioned no such thing. Something about the tracks being damaged in the last quake. The tunnel was closed as well. An earthquake? Must have happened when we were still down south. There have been quite a few tremors of late. A rather large one struck not long before you two arrived. I only hope no one was hurt. Like, At any rate, if you want to know when service will resume, you can speak to the station master yourself. Let's do that. The station is just over there. Alright, where are you, Mr. Station Master? And a nope. Seems people aren't too happy about the train delays.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
You've got to be joking. Of all the places to get stuck at on the way.
Please don't tell me you've come to complain too.
We heard that the earthquake had caused disruptions and wanted to ask when operations would resume. But I see that it will be a while yet.
I'm afraid so. Too few hands for too much work. It's time-consuming enough to inspect the tracks after every quake, but this last one we got after the succession ceremony was massive. Made a mess of a whole bunch of railroad ties.
The succession ceremony? We would have been in Tuliolal at the time. If it was as violent as you say, we should have felt it as well.
I have to admit, it was a touch strange, having seen my fair share of tremors. If I had to describe it, it felt more like the rumbling from an explosion.
Rumbling from an explosion.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Seriously? You're offering to help?
What about you, my friend? If you'd rather strike out on your own, I understand.
Though, if you were willing to lend us a hand, too, we'd be truly tremendously grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm Shenza, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Hello, Shenza.
If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to everyone.
Sorry for dragging you into this.
Nothing I'm not used to.
There they are. That's them, the 2 volunteers.
Hi.
Walika is our station master, and over there is our top driver, Nitoikwe. And this grizzled mug is Zopia, an engineer who joined around the same time as me.
Much obliged for the help. I'll make it worth your while, I promise.
Getting shades of, I'm a ring from this place.
Something the matter?
Do you happen to be a fan of trolleys?
Trolleys? They're fine, I suppose, but they're no match for our cerulean-powered engine.
She's absolutely glorious, let me tell you. If you'd like to bask in her beauty, well, you should visit the depot behind the platform.
Right then. What I'd like you two to do is help us procure timber. We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be the strongest stuff we can get. In these parts, that means the trees in the Piarayonan Plain.
Piarayonan.
It is Hetsaro territory, though, so we need to get their permission first. Come on, no time to waste.
Why's this guy almost sound like John St. John? Or am I just insane? Alright. Though no small number live in Shaloni, I must confess that I've never visited the home of the Hetsaro. They largely live in accordance with older traditions. I suspect they may have a dim view of the railroads. Beep, 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 beep. And with that, gonna end things off here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.